what's going on? This is Matt Goulding from MHTV, and we're doing an MH Minute tonight on knife skills. I have a 10-inch chef's knife here. You can do an 8-inch, you can do a 12-inch. Honestly, something along those lines from 8 to 12 is going to be great. And we're going to work our way through some onions, some celery, some herbs, and talk about some different cuts. Really simple stuff, but learning how to do it correctly is going to make cooking that much more enjoyable and that much quicker for you when you come home at night. So, onion. You want to start by cutting off the top and the base. Alright, we'll move that to the side. Go ahead and split it on top vertically. You always want to do it vertically and not horizontally. Lengthwise, not widthwise. Peel off the outer layer. And get all that loose skin off. You don't want to add that to your sautés or your salads or whatever you're using your onion for. Okay, so let's talk about a couple different cuts here. First of all, let's do a rough chop. So, chop, we're talking about 1/2-inch pieces or so. We're just going to work the knife across in 3 cuts, and 2 across. Simple as that. I mean, 1/2 inch can be easier. A little more challenging, but more fun, is talking about a dice or a mince. Of course, it's going to be finer, anywhere from 1/8 of an inch to 1/16 of an inch. So what you want to do is you want to start by cutting planks. So, which is to say, parallel cuts to the board. I'm going to cut 2 here, really carefully, and right when I get to the end, I pull the knife away. So this right here is still connected. I'm going to keep it all intact, and I'm going to go ahead and make vertical cuts, 5 or 6 right across the way. Now, so then you have your planks, your vertical and your horizontal. You just go ahead, keeping your knife tip on the board itself. Just carefully work your knife through. Talking about a nice little mince here, somewhere between a dice and a mince. This is great for sauces, for sautés. You're going to make a spaghetti sauce. This is the kind of size onion you want to be using. Okay. So, that's a nice mince. It's a rough chop. Talk about some celery. Celery is a great vegetable to practice because it's crisp, it's easy to cut through. Important thing again with any knives, first of all, find the right shape, the right size, and the right weight for you so it feels comfortable in your hand. Feels balanced, but also having something that's extremely sharp. Contrary to popular belief, having a sharp knife is safer than having a dull one. A dull one tendency to bounce off the food, cause chaos in the kitchen. It could bounce off and hit you in the hand. A sharp one's always going to make a nice, clean cut. So, say we're making like a nice sort of bolognese sauce or something. What you want to do is, again, put your tip of the blade on the board, and using the heel, just a simple rocking motion with this. This way, your tip never leaves. The danger of cutting yourself decreases a whole lot, and your accuracy increases. So, doing this, you just work your way slowly down, moving your left hand, guiding it all the way down the stalk of the celery. So you have thin little slices there. And do it like that. If you want to keep it even smaller, what you can do is use the tip of your knife, slice it right down the middle lengthwise, turn it over, make sure they're matched up nice and evenly. Again, keep the tip of your knife on the board, use your fingers. It's nice to use your knuckles as a guard. If you put it down like this, you mess up, trouble. So keep it nice and safe. Tip of the knife on the board at all times, and work your way across with nice, even cuts, rolling the blade with your wrist. Simple as that. Throw it into a sauce, it's going to be even. Accurate, precise cooking is really nice because you're talking about this piece is going to cook the exact same amount of time as this piece, and you're going to have more consistent results with your food. So I showed you how to do onions. We have a mince and a nice chop. Showed you how to do celery here. And let's do garlic. I think garlic is something that causes people a bit of a trouble because you kind of get it and you pry it open out of the shell and you're kind of like, what do I do with this thing now? So cut off the base of it. Use the weight, the palm of your hand, the heel of the knife. Crush it, okay? So 2 cloves here. By crushing it, you're helping release some of the essential oils and you're flattening it. So you have a nice flat piece of garlic here. You can flatten it even more. What I like to do is run nice, even planks across. And you just flip it around and go the opposite way. Same thing, always keeping your knife on the board, moving your hands just enough so you can guide the knife without getting your fingers in the way. So there you have a nice minced piece of garlic. You know, you can run it through your little garlic press or whatever you want to do, but honestly, doing it fresh with a knife like this and not using the bottled stuff, it's worth the extra effort. So onions, celery, garlic. Now, a last thing here. Let's talk about herbs. This is parsley. Flat leaf parsley. You might want to use it to garnish a tomato sauce or a piece of fish. It looks really nice. It actually has a really nice sort of flavor that I think that people underestimate. So here's what I do. You take a nice ball like this or whatever. You pull it right off of the stems. It's nice to keep as much of the leaves as possible without using too much of the stems. The stems can be bitter. And get them in here and just kind of honestly just scrunch it up. Make it kind of a mess. Get it all in one place. Clean off your knife. Wipe off the garlic. Same thing. Again, same principle always. Keeping your knife on the board, using your wrist to rock it, using your fingers, shielding it here with your knuckles. And the more you scrunch up the parsley, by the time you go through it once, you already have like a nice rough chop. You can go through it again, make it a little bit finer. Really simple stuff. Show you one last cut. This is sage. It could be basil, it could be oregano. This cut, what we want to do here is if we say we were trying to garnish a nice dish, or we wanted to have just like a light hit of sage or basil in a pasta, take it, and this is called a chiffonade. So you just lay your pieces on top of each other like this. Align them, they don't have to be perfect. All right? Put them all on top of each other. You have this nice little stack of fresh sage. And you just work your knife really slowly. You don't have to go quick here, you don't have to be a showboat, you don't want to cut your finger clearly, but you have these nice long sort of shards of sage. Go really nice on top of some roasted pork, a nice pumpkin soup, pasta sauce, really easy stuff. Cool, so again, this is Matt Goulding with the MH Minute. Knife skills, 60 seconds. It's really simple to learn. Pick up a nice 8-inch chef's blade, spend a little bit of money, keep it sharp, and learn how to wield it properly. It'll pay off. Cool.